Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Today we want to talk about the daily time frame again. We get new viewers all the time, so it makes sense, absolute sense, to take a look at the daily time frame every day, or at least every other day, before we take a look at the smaller time frame wave count, because it's always important to know where we come from and what the context is. Now let's start here on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. We see two wave counts here. The yellow one is the alternative at the moment. I prefer the white count at the moment, not necessarily personally. I mean, I would like to have the yellow count play out because it is a deeper pullback and allows us to buy Bitcoin cheaper in a bullish market. But only the market will decide if it will give that gift to us, because it is a gift. I think so. I mean, being able to buy Bitcoin for maybe 50% of the price or 60% of the price it is now, it would be a gift, especially if it's in a bullish market. Could be that last, the last capitulation maybe, throwing a few weak hands out of the market before we go to all-time highs. But we'll see. I'm not entirely sure if the market will give it to us. Please be aware that all I can do here in the analysis is to identify the relevant support levels, the current trend. We can only work with the current data, that we currently have available. And the current trend is up, and the market is doing everything to confirm currently the white scenario. The $35,000 level is the pivot that decides between the two. That's really all the analysis can do. It can't look into the future. It's not a crystal ball. It can't tell you what will happen. It can only tell you what should happen as long as certain conditions are met. And my condition is that the $35,000 level is holding to keep the white scenario the primary count. Below 35K, I have to move towards the yellow scenario. And that would just be a deeper pullback. Basically, the entire structure would be a little bit different. Instead of a direct impulsive move to the upside, we're dealing with an ABC structure, A, B, C, which would then be a larger A wave. Then we can look at a B wave pullback and then a C wave to the upside to all-time highs. That structure, however, would then also introduce an alternative in which we could move to new bear market lows. But that would only be the alternative, because we have a lot of support levels left on this chart. Bitcoin has done a lot of work. The bulls have done a lot of work to put support levels into place to protect the price from breaking to new bear market lows. Okay, so we are far away from that at the moment. The white count, again, the 35K level is the critical support level that divides or distinguishes between the two. In the white count, which is the primary scenario, we have a 1-2, 1-2 setup. The third wave topped early in January, and this is a fourth wave, which might actually be complete. That's what we are investigating at the moment, what we're watching on the smaller time frame. Is this wave 4 already complete? And then a fifth wave could send us to 55K plus before we go even higher. Yeah. So this is the primary scenario. Just be aware that a break below 35K will likely send us down into the green support region, probably into the region 27.6K or below. Yeah. So it's sort of in the middle of the area. I think that would be reasonable, because also we have previous support in this region. So a lot of structural support, and resistance around that sort of 25K area. Yeah, and again, TA cannot look into the future. It's not a crystal ball. It's not tea leaf reading. It's chart reading, and we can only focus on the present. So if the conditions on the chart are changing, the alternative might become the primary. But it's basically a chart analysis which boils down the, let's say, countless possibilities that there are in the market and gives you two possibilities, or probable options, I should say, that are highly likely. And both are likely. So you need to think about, what would you do if that B wave pullback happens? I know what I would be doing, because I'm holding cash on the side for this scenario. So I'm happy to lower my average cost of Bitcoin and possibly some other coins. Okay, let's go to the shorter time frame. Here we're currently exploring if this fourth wave I just showed you on the daily time frame is already over. It might have finished on the 23rd of January. It's too early to confirm it. We have 5 waves up. Absolutely. That's a first indication. This is why I'm exploring this at all. Without a 5-wave move up, it wouldn't make sense to explore the idea that this wave 4 correction is already over. But we have 5 waves up. So it's important to understand that a 5-wave move up can always turn into a larger 3-wave move. This is something that could still happen and would still lead to another low, could lead to the development of a triangle. There are many, many options, okay? But we can only, again, focus on what we see. And on the 1 hour chart or the 30-minute chart, it makes sense to focus on support at the moment. There is a micro support level or area that I could add because of that initial 5-wave move up in Elliott Wave. Once we have a 5-wave move up, we can add support areas. We can watch for a continuation of a potential uptrend. Because a 5-wave move indicates that the market is moving in line with the higher level trend, and the higher level trend is up. So let's zoom in a little bit. The idea is, yep, as I said, we have formed 5 waves up. That could be a wave 1, which would be bullish, or an A wave. As I just showed you, this can still turn into a larger 3-wave move, A, B, C. We don't know that at this stage. Okay, so at the moment, it doesn't matter if I call it a wave 1 or an A wave, and it doesn't matter if I call this pullback a B wave or a wave 2, because the next move up could be a C wave or a wave 3, as long as support is holding. Only if we get a higher low afterwards and another higher high, we know what it is. But in the short term, they wouldn't differ really. So we're looking at higher prices at the moment because we have an initial 5-wave move up. What will really decide between, okay, is the wave 4 here already complete or not? Well, that's if the market fails after 3 waves up. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if that's not clear. But after 3 waves, such a structure can easily fail. But now that we have 5 waves up and currently a pullback, it indicates that trend continuation is likely, because the pullback is looking very corrective. Overlapping price action looks good, as I mentioned yesterday. So this could be an A wave, the move up a B wave into resistance, but it's not really getting rejected strongly yet. So at the moment, I think another move down into support is the most likely scenario. Of course, it's possible that all of wave 2 is already over, then it would be shallow. And I think one more high, if it is the right structure, could give us a 5-wave move up. So if I, throughout the day, see a 5-wave structure today, but at the moment it looks absolutely corrective. So if I see 5 waves in some way today, I will let you know. First of all, on Discord and Telegram, of course, then later in the video. And then we could say, okay, possibly the low is in. But at the moment, I still see it more likely to get another move down. If it happens, yep, then I can actually add a target for that wave C. I need a confirmed top in place for wave B, however. That will allow us to put a target in place for wave C. But if we get a break above 44,480 in the right structure, I will assume that we are already in the breakout in this 3rd wave or C wave. I mean, essentially, the market turned around here in the target area that I defined a few days ago. I took it off now because we don't need it anymore. It's not relevant, this particular target area I had here. What's still relevant is the 39.6K level. To keep it very simple, as long as we're holding above that level, the structure I've got here on the chart with at least one more high is the preferred interpretation on the 1 hour chart, on the 30-minute chart. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.